Should we get into this? Okay. At DreamHack this weekend, you probably saw the sad boy tweet from JDCR. It says, IDK, it hurts a bit, but yeah. This is over at DreamHack this weekend. You guys may have seen this. This is a large topic. We're going to cover a bunch of ideas. This is JDCR versus AK. The winner of Combo Breaker. Boom. Spend the heat dash. He goes to do an extension, and as you can see, he just stops playing the game because some other person, who's neither of these two, hits the PlayStation button on their controller, like the Bluetooth, trying to add them as a user. Obviously, player 2 and GG, Spider-Man over there, are already logged in. The two players who are on the screen didn't do this. Somebody played on this stage or something, and then they went to go play off stream later, and their device was still logged into the main console. So when they went to play their losers bracket match later on, they clicked the button, and then this is what happened. As you can see here, JDCR, 90% lead, like, I mean, he's dead, right? Like, AK is dead in this position. If a third party causes a pause, the rule is you replay the round. Now, you may look at this and be like, dude, you really replay the round? Like, he's up 99% and he's about to win. But yeah, that is the rule. The rule is you replay from this position. You give them both 2 rounds and then you replay on this. And they did that. And of course, AK ends up winning, hence all the drama. If JDCR wins, people are probably not going to be too mad, but that is the rule. That's how events handle it. Not just the TWT, but like all kinds of events. That's the normal rule if a third party does it. Now, if one of them had paused, let's say JDCR's stick got unplugged. JDCR would be giving up the round here, which means AK would win. Same kind of thing. If AK's stick got unplugged, AK would be giving up the round. These are the normal rules, right? These are normal things. Some people are insinuating, oh, I saw the menu pop up earlier. Like, surely it's like a tactic where somebody is purposefully sabotaging JDCR from the crowd. Let me give you some insight into fighting game tournaments and how they work, right? Because I assume the people who say this have probably never been to one. You know, a lot of people, this is very common, play on standard like PlayStation controllers, right? When you plug it into the console, you sync it via the Bluetooth. Once you sync it on the Bluetooth, when you hit that button again, it's gonna like turn on and then reconnect to the console that you were just on. When you sit down and play at a station, at a tournament, there's a section that says like Bluetooth devices that are connected, right? And in that section, it's all of the Bluetooth devices that have been listed and connected to the console. And if you've ever been to a tournament, you probably know that you will open it up and see like 20 or 30 controllers sometimes if people don't disconnect them and desync them. This is very, very common. Every time you clear them, there's not like a clear all button. It's like a click, boom, goes back to the menu, click, desync, boom, and it takes you forever to desync them one by one. It takes so long. For most tournaments, this is something that you usually expect the players, the two people sitting down, these two, AK and JDCR, to desync the controllers when they sit down. Now, if you're on the main stage of a tournament like DreamHack, usually there is a stage runner person up there. And that person, part of their responsibilities can be desyncing controllers, right? So if John DreamHack is on the stage, they should get the next 2 people up, desync the controllers, get into the next match. But it's very common. Someone just turn on their controller and probably try to play their losers match off stream somewhere else, and then their controller connected to this, and then they were like, oh my God, I just ruined this set. And if I say it was me, the French are gonna kill me. This is an important reminder, as always, that when you sit down to play, you should desync Bluetooth devices on the console. Now, a couple of people said, like, can't you just turn the console into, like, it doesn't allow Bluetooth devices? Like, you can turn that off on the PS5. You can, but connecting controllers wirelessly on PlayStation is a little weird. A lot of them are Bluetooth devices, even if you have them connected via a wire. And some controllers, like, literally only connect via Bluetooth. Disabling Bluetooth can, I think, mess with the sticks that are, like, PS4 compatible on PS5, right? Sony should definitely care about this, considering they like own Evo, and like the player should also desync this. Every time you sit down, you should desync all the other controllers on there. The stage person should also be desyncing if they haven't already, which they probably normally do, I assume. Just like an oversight or an error here. And I mean, it sucks for both of them, man. Like, JDCR has crashed on my couch. He's a good friend. I'm very sad for him, obviously. Like, this really sucks. And JDCR and AK don't have beef, dude. Like, you even see in the winning moment, JDCR goes to him and is like, hey, man. He's very nice to AK, and I think it's because he knows that AK feels really bad. But yeah, the reason this was such a big deal, for those of you guys who don't know, is not because of the 4 letters here. It's because of the 2 letters here. KC is not a fighting game team. It's a team that picked up JDCR quite recently. It's a French team, Carmine Corps, and you also probably saw a bunch of other fighting game players getting picked up recently. John Ding is on Team Vitality, Kakoma's over on Navi. Like, a bunch of people are getting signed. And you may be thinking like, wait, it's kind of weird. I thought esports was exploding. It's just drying up. There's nobody wanting to spend the money anymore in a lot of different ways because like it's just going towards nothing. And people got these huge venture capitalist money and like lots of investment. And all that it's done is people just blew off all the money, spending outrageous amounts on salaries and other kinds of silly stuff. And like nothing has happened. And a lot of the scenes are downsizing or collapsing because they're in the red. And it brings up a more interesting conversation after that, which is why was this event so stacked? And why is there 400 new teams in fighting games picking up Tekken players randomly? Like 3 months or 4 months after the game comes out and picking up Street Fighter players and all this stuff. It's because this event, if you didn't look, is an event on the TWT for Esports World Cup, right? So you see it there at the top left. Kind of the same idea as Gamers 8 if you saw it last year. It's a huge dump of money from Saudi Arabia to give away to a bunch of different games. Like not only just Tekken and Street Fighter, but like a bunch of Riot games are there and like Rocket League and like CS and all kinds of stuff. This is just like a big Saudi Arabian sports watching thing that they're doing. The event will have like $300,000 in prize pool for first or something, and like it's 5K for dead last, which is about as much money as Mena won for winning EVO Japan. Tons and tons of players are being signed right now because these teams are interested in getting their teams and getting players in as many games as possible over to the Esports World Cup. I'm sure a lot of their agreements are we will send you to literally every single qualifier that you want to go to try to get you into the Esports World Cup, and we want X percentage of your earnings probably the week or maybe even the day after Esports World Cup is over, unless there's a new Esports World Cup very soon after. You will probably see a lot of, hey everybody, I really enjoyed my time on insert X team here. They treated me well. I'm looking for new endeavors, like excited to see what else is out there. And if you want to pick me up for an org, you can reach out to me at tekkenplayername@businessemail.com. I'm sure that there'll be a lot out there. And like they know that. We know that, like we all know what's happening here, right? They want to try to get some of the Saudi Arabia money. That's the big picture of why they're doing this, why this is going on, why everybody's so mad, and why is Jabali getting death threats for a pause, which is not an unusual, although a very unfortunate thing that happens. It's because they're non-fighting game fans who don't really know what's going on and they're just mad that their guy lost. I don't even know if I've been that mad about something that I know everything about, let alone something I know nothing about. In fact, most of the screenshots I saw of this moment were not even of the stage. It was like of a streamer watching it. And I don't know who that streamer is, but I assume it's like someone from the org, which makes it double funny because like, you know, they're not even watching the mainstream. They're watching from their guy's perspective. So you guys probably saw the French weren't only mad at this kind of situation because of Carmine Corps. They're also mad that they sent out some players to play in Street Fighter and they didn't get stream time. For starters, it is really unlikely that in an open bracket tournament, a person is going to get on stream for an event unless you make the finals, right? Or unless you are in the qualifying matches for the finals. Very difficult to make it that far. I mean, especially in events like EVO where there's 7,000 people, the odds that you're in the top 16 into the top 6 or whatever, or into the top 8 of an event like DreamHack is going to be very difficult. Like, let's say you're in the top 96 of the tournament. 96 players in that part of the bracket are world-class players, right? They're really good for events like this and EVO and stuff like that. When you play one match on stream, you're probably missing like 5 to 8 matches off stream or something, right? And all of those matches are featuring world-class players and their world-class competition, and picking which one you're going to get is difficult, particularly when your event is run like this, which, to be honest, I think the schedule was terrible. I really don't know why they ran it this way, but basically they ran like all of Street Fighter in one day, all of Tekken in one day, and then like the top 8s on Sunday. Because it was not split up very much, basically what ended up happening is you have to run the entire bracket, pools to top 8 in one day. So the 96 and the 24, like the juicy parts of the stream where you want to watch like every single match that's really good, you got like 10 total matches in that section or something, right? Like something like that. For events like this and events like EVO and other open bracket tournaments, if you're trying to send a dude and you want to watch them on stream, we're the sponsor and we want them to get screen time, right? The odds of them getting screen time, unless they're like a champion who always makes top 8, like the finals for every tournament, is extremely unlikely. You're very unlikely to be on the stream consistently. There's so many other world-class players from all over the world. And with the limited time that they streamed, which is, again, I don't know why they streamed the schedule this way, but this is just how they did it. Could they have run multiple streams? Could they have spread out the semis to like more time so that people could have watched them and seen more matches, which would have been more expensive, but is an option, just to give you an idea. There are solutions, right? But even still, in open bracket tournaments, you cannot rely on seeing your stream sponsor and your jersey on the screen. If you're only sponsoring someone to get stream time, it's already like a complete misunderstanding of the space, I think. There's other interesting things you can get out of a player besides that. I don't think the issue was just, hey, these people are sponsored. It was like our players like flew out there and they were never on stream. We want to see people from where we are. I understand that, but like also everybody flew out from all over the world everywhere. Like if our France players on stream, maybe we're missing a player from South America, or maybe we're missing a player from the Middle East, or we're missing a player from South Africa, or we're missing a player from Korea or Taiwan, or like, you know, every match you do pick is like a match you're missing someone else on. It's really difficult to cover everything. You just pick the matches that you think will be the most exciting and most interesting for everybody watching at home. And like, that's kind of all you can do, right? This AK versus JDCR match, like this wasn't a top 8 qualifier. This isn't even guaranteed to be on stream either. We might not have even seen that. In fact, it maybe would have been better if it wasn't, because then it wouldn't have been on the stage where there's all these controllers connected. And then, yeah. Hey, it's a rare Merlin on stream. You guys never get to see Merlin. This is Merlin. She's a little gray sausage. The one that's not siblings with Boots and Teo. What up, Merlin? She's really sweet and cuddly, but she like sleeps a lot during the day. She usually comes out at night. What should someone do if they want to understand the esports space? Probably work in it. But the other thing I would say, understand what you don't know about the space. I cannot tell you the amount of time I like get in a meeting with someone who's like talking to me about fighting games, and they clearly know nothing about fighting games, but they like confidently say things about fighting games. And I have to be like, well, you know what I mean? Like I have to constantly basically be like, that's not quite true. Like there's someone I was trying to work with not that long ago, and like I didn't get to work with them because somebody at the company was like, I know fighting games. Let me tell you how fighting games work. And then they just said a bunch of stuff that was wrong. And then I heard about it later and was like, why did they listen to this person? Everything that they just said was wrong. And they just spent all this money doing this thing and it was terrible. And it's like, well, they said that they knew fighting games, so we just believe them. If you ask someone a question saying, yeah, I'm not sure, let's find out, let's go look into it, let's ask somebody who knows, it's like really uncommon. I don't know why. In running something like the Slam, we know the space really well. Anything I don't know about, I ask other people about, and I care about the event. I pay a lot of attention to it. If those are not things that you can do at like a baseline, then it's really hard to run an event.